we have another round of applause for her, just to get warm up, yeah? Just to warm up. Brianna, again, welcome to Puerto Rico. It's awesome having you here. I wanted to go back, kind of like a flashback, and ask you. I know you're from Texas. We were talking backstage, and I was looking at your career, and it's really impressive for such a young actress to have a big breakout role. Before getting to that, I wanted to talk about the stuff you've done before and talk a little bit about that, because maybe the fans don't know about that work. I read that you worked on some independent films, right? Before that? 2014 maybe?
Yeah, that was actually after Deadpool.
Oh, really? Okay.
But before Deadpool, I had worked on a web series.
Web series, yeah.
Yeah, that's on YouTube. It's called Annie Undocumented. And then I worked on a short film called The Voice Inside. Okay. And then I was cast in Deadpool.
And then you did the other one, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. After Deadpool, I filmed a movie called First Girl I Loved, which is out on iTunes.
Go check it out.
Yeah. Just got finished filming a film called Tragedy Girls, which is like a horror comedy movie. It's hilarious, so you guys get the chance to check that out.
And when did you know that you wanted to go down this path, the acting path? Was it really young, or was it like in high school, then boom, let's do it? How did that came about?
I didn't actually ever really want to be an actor. When I was younger, I would like put on musical plays and stuff for my parents and like make them watch me do them. So I probably should have known. I also used to make like little films of my friends and boss them around. But I moved to LA because I'm a singer-songwriter. I play the guitar, and that's the career I wanted to pursue. And then when I moved to LA, my manager was like, "You're in LA, you should try acting classes, you should audition." And I was like, okay.
Serious? That's it? That's how it was?
So I was in class for like a year and a half maybe, and I ended up auditioning for Deadpool, and they liked me, and now I am acting.
That easy, that's it. That's how you do it. By the way, she mentioned the singing, and she has a beautiful voice. You guys should go on YouTube and check her out doing some covers. She's really talented. She's playing the guitar, singer-songwriter. Can we put you on the spot? Can you sing something for us?
Yeah.
Maybe a verse or two?
Yeah.
Really beautiful voice. You guys want to hear her sing something?
Okay.
Let's see.
You can sing like Amazing Grace or something.
Yeah, sure.
That's my go-to. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Yeah, I told you guys. Seriously? Oh, that's awesome. Beautiful. Go check her out. Go check your music out. Go check out your covers. Besides the whole acting thing, I mean, you have a good backup.
Besides the whole
you have a good backup, just in case. I mean.
Thanks.
So you moved from Texas, go to LA, get the audition. Can you tell them how the casting process was? How many times did you have to audition? Was it just once? Did you know you were going for this role? Did you know anything about the character you were doing? Because sometimes, you go in, you don't know much until you get the role and you're like, oh, okay, that's the role I'm playing. So can you tell them a little bit about the whole process until you finally got the gig?
Yeah, so I got the audition in my email, and it was super top secret, so we had a feeling that it was like superhero related, because usually those are the kind of movies that are really under wraps. The title of the movie at the time, the fake title was Wham! And so all I saw was that Ryan Reynolds was supposed to be a producer. And Ryan Reynolds was my childhood crush in high school.
Really? What movie was it like?
So hard. Any movie he was in, whatever, I was
Van Wilder? Van Wilder?
For sure. Even Green Lantern, I was like, I'm about this, I was all about it. And so I literally photoshopped myself into a picture with him in high school. His name is still on my childhood room, like walls. So I was stoked. I was like, oh, that's really exciting. The sides I got, her name, Negasonic's name was Kathy, with a K. And I was like, I'm auditioning for a character named Kathy. Like, why? But yeah, so I went in once. I went in with a casting director who taped me, and I went probably like 2 weeks without hearing anything, and then I got a call back. So I ended up going in again, and this time Tim Miller was there, Ryan was there, everybody was there. I just walked in and was like, hey guys, wow, it's a party. And I auditioned again, and that was essentially it. From then, they let me know that they liked me and sent me dates, and it was on a roll.
I mean, that's nerve-wracking. You go in without knowing anything, and then 2 weeks later, without no calls, then go in, and there's your crush, Ryan Reynolds, and then the director, and everybody. Like you say, it's a party.
Yeah.
How different was that from the first audition with having everybody like a crowd now and your crush?
Yeah.
That's like nerve-wracking.
It was nerve-wracking, yeah. The cool thing about Negasonic is that she makes me channel this like inner angst that I used to have in high school. And so when I channel it, it doesn't really matter if Ryan's around,
You block it, yeah.
Like if I'm just me, I'm like, Ryan, what are you doing? But if I'm channeling it, I'm like, why is he here? So it was pressure. It was pressure, but I don't know. I had rehearsed the scenes too. It wasn't like they were acting me to improv. So.
And I don't remember reading about that. I don't remember reading about that time. But when you got the gig, could you tell your family and everybody? Because sometimes you get the gig, but you can't tell until like 4 months later when you're done shooting.
Yeah. I couldn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
I told my acting teacher and I told my dad. That's the first thing I did. I got in the car and I called my dad and I was like, Dad, guess what? He's so excited. But yeah, no, it was under wraps for a couple months. I had just gotten off the plane there in Vancouver to film, and I had gotten a Google alert that like Deadpool had been announced and that I was announced in it, and then I was stoked. Then I could tell whoever I wanted to tell.
Yeah, because that has to be like, Jesus, you got a big role starting out, and then you can't tell anybody.
Yeah, I was just like smiling at all of my
Yeah,
friends.
yeah.
Like,
what are you up to? And you're like, I don't know.
my life's great right now.
Yeah, it's better than yours, but I can't say anything.
It was a good time.
So, I know you were telling me that you guys shot in Vancouver, right? The first one. Can you tell me any memorable moment on set that you remember that you took away, like you're never gonna forget, and tell us something that you like a take you like were horrible, like a bad moment that you're like, Jesus, I screwed that up.
Oh, man.
Like,
Okay.
give me a good moment and I screwed that moment.
Okay, I'll start with the screwed that moment. I was not too keen on rehearsal when we had started because I had never been in a feature film and I had only been in 2 things and they were not as professional, and I was really uncomfortable because everyone around me was seasoned and they knew what they were doing, and I was just there like, hi, I'm playing Negasonic, like, yeah. So I was nervous about that, and I remember we were rehearsing, and I didn't rehearse full out. I had like half-assed it a little bit. I just didn't really give it my all, and Tim Miller pulled me aside, and he put me in check so quick. He was like, I know you've never done this before, but this is a professional set, and we rehearse, so you better rehearse, because actors are essentially meat puppets. That's what he said to me. I was like, okay, for sure. I mean, Tim is so blunt. He's the kind of guy who is just honest and straightforward with you, which is something to really appreciate in the film industry. I've come to understand not a lot of people are like that. A lot of people will be like, that take was good, but you could do it a little softer. And Tim is like, that take sucked. You didn't listen to what I said, So he's not a bad guy, but that was my first slap on the wrist. Yeah, I was like, oh, this isn't a game. And I don't know, a good time on set. I mean, we had lots of great times on set. The cool thing about the cast was that they were so seasoned, and they, like Gina Carano and Ed, they are the sweetest people. I mean, we would go out to dinner all the time, and they would let me know, I know you're feeling uncomfortable, but you're in the right place, and it was good. Yeah, it was a good time.
I mean, because being on set, working and acting against, Ryan Reynolds, has to be a lot of fun. Maybe I don't remember if you share any scenes, but having T.J. Miller on set, they seem like a hoot. So, I mean, the takes you have with Ryan Reynolds, obviously there has to be like a big room for improvisation, and ad lib. So, did you were there any scenes that you couldn't laugh or couldn't stop laughing and you had to cut, let's do it again, because they keep going 100 miles per hour with the...
I think the hardest scene was the mansion scene at the door. So each scene would have however many lines, 3 to 5 lines, and then the rest you would just fill in the dead air. So we did that take a few times, just line by line the way it was written. And then they're like, oh, Ryan, why don't you just add some improv to this? It's kind of sucking right now. And so he's like, all right. And he just walks up to the door and I start saying ridiculous, I broke so hard, which was kind of embarrassing. But also everyone in the set was laughing, so I felt better about laughing at him. But yeah, no, that scene was crazy. Otherwise, though, acting across him with the mask on is much different than rehearsing with him without the mask on, because he does these facial expressions while he's saying stuff, and it just really gets to me. I don't know, but the mask helps. Yeah.
And I know you prepared for the regular scenes, but did you have to go into do any physical training beforehand before getting to the set? And did you get to do all your own stunts? I'm guessing not, but did you have fun? Did they let you do most of them, or?
Yeah, so I did a lot of physical training beforehand, not necessarily because I had to. They don't tell you straight up
you wanted to.
You need to get fit, but yes, I stuff for the rest of the movie, right? That's a little crazy. So yeah, but I would have loved to have done more of my stunts. Actually, my stunt double was really cool. She was the best, so I felt bad. She had to shave her head. I was
so sorry. When you in acting, besides talking about Deadpool, when you are looking for roles or are receiving scripts and stuff, do you prefer roles that are more in the dramatic sense, more psychological, or do you prefer action, physical?
It depends. Action movies are super fun to film. They're way high energy, but I personally really love watching dramas. So when I get a drama in, I always get super excited about it. Also just because I enjoy character work. It's less about the script for me, more about the character I'm playing, and if I can relate to them and if I can feel like I can make them come to life type thing.
What have you been doing since I know you mentioned something, but since the first of all, how did you react when you saw that Deadpool was a surprise hit in the box office, and then the critical reaction around the world with the fans? It was one of the biggest movies of that year. You through the roof, right?
It was great. But I think we all had a feeling that it was going to be great.
Awesome, yeah.
Because I remember reading the script for the first time and then just closing it and being like, I have never read anything like that before. I've never seen a movie like that, and I feel like, Fox is giving us so many budget cuts throughout our filming. Thanks, Fox, for nothing.
Thank you, Fox.
But it was really great, the response. Mostly because, it is great to have a response like that for a movie that you're in, but mostly because now the studio understands
what you were doing.
Yeah, their point of view, and that, it was worth the investment. And now we get a second one, so rock on, Fox.
Before getting to that one, I want to ask you that put you technically that put you on the map. So have you received more offers for other projects, TVs, movies? What have you been doing before we get to Deadpool 2, the sequel?
Yeah.
What have you been doing?
I've gotten a lot. So Deadpool changed so much as far as auditions go. I get auditions in for feature films all the time now, which is crazy. And I get offers in, which I never used to get. But since Deadpool, I have filmed Tragedy Girls, which I mentioned earlier. And I've been kind of working on my music on the side.
That's on iTunes, right?
No, Tragedy Girls actually is not released yet, but you should watch it. If you know Alexandra Shipp, if you watched X-Men Apocalypse, she plays Young Storm, and she acts across me. She's like my best friend in the movie. Craig Robinson is in it. Josh Hutcherson is hilarious. Like, it's a really funny movie. So hopefully that comes out soon. And yeah, other than that, I've just been focusing on music.
Let's talk about a little bit of your music before getting to Deadpool 2. Do you have anything like, have you recorded in studio? Have you been writing? Have you written for other artists? I mean, now that you're you hit the spotlight with Deadpool, has that helped you in the musical side? And what have you been doing?
Yeah, it's helped me in the musical side as far as...
Because you don't need help. You have a beautiful voice. You're talented.
Thank you.
I mean, did you learn how to play the instruments, the guitar by yourself? Probably.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah, I taught myself to play the guitar when I was 12.
So, is there something they can go look for, or they have to still wait for that?
Yeah, not at the moment. I mean, my Instagram has covers on it every now and again. If you send me a song, I can cover it, whatever.
Send her a restaurant and send her a request for a cover.
Now. But yeah, I've been kind of working on my music on the down low. I've been in and out of stuff, but I would really love to write for other artists. Like, writing is really my thing. And I haven't really honed in on a sound for me as an artist yet. You know, I like to write so many different kinds of music that I can't really...
What kind of artists do you like to listen to? So they kind of get a vibe.
Oh man, I like to listen to a lot of artists that maybe sound like me, maybe don't. Like a singer-songwriter that I love is Jenna Bell. She's amazing. I love the band Powers, if you guys know Powers. Love Powers. I wish I had my phone because I would just go through my list of music right now. But yeah, I love all different kinds of genres, and I tend to stray a little from mainstream pop, but I can get down with some of it. You know, Sia's the best. Sia rocks. Yeah.
That's cool. So Deadpool 2, they announced it. I guess you're pretty excited. They tell you you're coming back, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I was asking you about the hair. You guys want to know about the hair? I told her, you're growing it back. It looks great, but do you need to cut it for the sequel, or?
Yeah, I might need to cut it for the sequel, yeah. The thing about it is that when I auditioned the first time, I had a shaved head. I went into the audition with a shaved head. So they couldn't really do much with my hair from there. You know what I mean? They were like, oh, I guess she's gonna have a shaved head now. So I'm really interested to see what they want to do with my hair and her whole look, really, because she's older now, and that's fun.
I know you can't give details, obviously, but we were talking about it. You told me that you read the first draft, at least. That's probably going to change a lot, but you've read the first draft, and you're excited.
I am excited.
And besides the fact, is there somewhere, where do you want to see your character? What would you like to see in the sequel, your character go through?
I would just love
Besides that you've already read the first draft, I'm just saying, what were you thinking before doing that?
Right.
For your
Me
character?
personally, I would love to expand on Negasonic's history, what's made her become hard, what's hardened her, and really get into, just what makes her her. I feel like in the movie, the first film, you totally get her vibe, okay, because she's not shy about that, but I feel like I had questions, me personally, but why? Why does she hate the world, And I think that would be cool. It would be a cool question to answer.
Because you have a brother-sister relationship with Deadpool, with Ryan Reynolds, so that's cool. Something they can explore and have fun with. Yeah.
It gives me an excuse to be an asshole to him when we're not filming. So.
Did you? I forgot to ask you. Did you, when you got the role, they told you the character? Did you do any research the first time? I forgot to ask you that. It was really important. Did you go back and read comics? Jump in that and.
Well, I looked up. I went into Negasonic search mode, and there's like, she's in 2 comics. She's in 1 comic, and then the next comic she's killed off. So I was like,
I think it's the first one. It was, I think, 2001.
yeah.
Grant Morrison was the creator. Yeah.
Yeah, I met him after I was cast. But I was like, okay, guys, like, way to give me a dead character, you know? Cast the new girl as the dead guy. When we went to Vancouver to start filming, Ed Skrein, who plays Ajax in the film, is a super dweeb, like, way into comics. He brought an entire suitcase full of Deadpool comics. Literally. I went over to the apartment he was staying in, and he had them all laid out on his coffee table because we were going to eat dinner. Oh my God, he's so nice, him and his family. And I was just like, wow, dude, like, you really...
It's like dropping all the comics and like, what's my name?
Yeah, like, like, did you have to pay for this suitcase? I don't understand. And he's like, no, like, you need to read these. You need to start reading these. You need to understand what world you're in, because if you don't, you know, it might not feel authentic. And I was like, yeah, whatever, Ed. But I stole like 5 or 10 comics from him, and I just, you know, was a hermit in my apartment for a while reading them. And it really helped me, and I'm super glad that he was there to help me with that, because I don't know how I would have gone about learning about Deadpool otherwise. And yeah. He helped me so much throughout the whole experience.
What's your 2 cents? Give me your 2 cents on the whole superhero, you know, wave been living the last couple of years. Do you think it's maybe? Some people say it's starting to, you know, wear off and coming to an end. You know, the Earth is gonna, you know, stop rotating, stuff like that, end of the world. Your 2 cents on that, and also with Fox giving you the so you can go for the R-rated, and that worked out. I mean, is that something that from the beginning you were rooting for, that you think was important for the film and for the second one to do that with the R, you know?
Yeah. I personally, like I said, I love drama movies, but I don't think that superhero or sci-fi movies don't have a place in, you know, the movie world. And I think that it's really important that people feel like they can have fantasy, and that they, you know, can relate to people in fantasy, and that a lot of the time that gives them an escape, and that that's totally fine, and that everyone needs one. So I think that's awesome. Like, the more superhero movies, the better. Cast me if you're in here.
Somebody shot me. Superhero.
Wow. I was not expecting that.
Somebody doesn't want superhero film.
Okay, anyway. And yeah, I was rooting for the R rating for sure. I mean, I read the comics, so I was like, there's no way this is gonna be PG-13. There's just no way this is gonna, if it is, it's gonna make some people really mad. And I'm glad too that my first feature film was a rated R movie, and it wasn't, you know, like Nickelodeon, because I have gone in on Nickelodeon movies and Disney stuff, and I'm glad that I was, if I am to be typecast, I'm glad that I am to be typecast as like an angry, angsty teenager, and not as like a Hannah Montana. No offense to Hannah Montana, rock on Hannah. Yeah.
You've been saying that you're more attracted to the drama and you know this kind of roles. Yeah, can you tell me some of your favorite films? So they get to know you a little bit. What kind of your favorite films, drama films? Some of your favorite actors, actresses that maybe you know,
yeah.
Sometimes you get to work with them. That
well, I love Meryl Streep.
Nice.
She was
Put it
at.
out so we can get some, you know, some news about it. So, she wants to. She wants to do something with Meryl Streep.
I was at an event with her like a year ago or something, and she was sitting 2 seats away from me, and I could not say a word to her. I tried so hard, and I ended up just like I was staring at her, and every time she looked my way, I was like. And then she'd look away again. It just was like so nerve-wracking. But I. Oh my God, it is really going down over there, you guys.
What's going on?
What happened?
I think she's still laughing from the late comment you did, I think. Maybe. There you go.
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Hey.
Anyway, question is, because you sing and you have acting lessons and all, have you ever started doing like video game voiceovers or any type of animation?
That would be really cool. I kind of dabbled in voiceover a couple months ago, and it was really fun. The crazy thing about voiceover that you don't realize when you think about voiceover is that when you're in the booth, like doing the recording for the voiceover, everyone else on the technical side is looking directly at you through like a piece of glass, which is totally fine if you're like a theatrical person, but I like had to shut the blinds. I was like, okay, we're starting, guys. Like, you thought you were gonna see me do this. So yeah, that was very nerve-wracking for me for whatever reason. But I think that would be super cool. Like video games would be cool, or like, what is it called when they put the things on your body and you are moving?
Motion capture, yeah. Right.
That would be tight. That would be really cool.
Gracias.
Quick question. What would you like to know when you started your career in movies? Is there something like you could go back in time and tell yourself, like, don't do this or do this, or this is good advice for you?
Probably just not to take the industry too seriously. It really gets to you, especially as a young female in the industry. It can ruin your self-image if you allow it to. And I think that I let it do that for too long. I'm in a better place now, which is great. But you have to remind yourself that movies are movies, you know? It's art, and it's just, we're doing this for fun, and it's not that serious. And, you know, you never need to go to great lengths to change who you are or anything about yourself.
Thank you. Round of applause. That's good.
Hi. What made you interested in the script of First Girl I Loved?
So I read First Girl I Loved. I think I was in Vancouver when I auditioned for that. I got it in. And I just was obsessed with it. Like, I read it 4 times in my bed straight. It was just, I was obsessed with it. Mostly because it was my story, you know. I really related to the character Anne, and I had never read my story in a script before. And I realized that when I read it, and I was just like, I need to be a part of this. Like, whether or not I'm playing Anne, which I ended up not playing Anne. Thanks, Karam. But yeah, that's what attracted me to it, is that I related to it so much. And also, those kinds of movies need to be made, you know? And I feel like not a lot of time are LGBTQ stories told about the love. I feel like a lot of the time they're focused on the sex, or, you know, things that shouldn't be emphasized to that extent, you know? Like, I knew that this movie would touch somebody and make somebody feel like they weren't alone, and I just thought that was tight. Yeah.
Brianna,
Hi.
what was it like to work in Deadpool?
It was cold in Vancouver. There were a couple scenes, like the scene that we shot on the highway, on the viaduct. 4 of those days, because we spent like a week filming that, 4 of those days it was hailing. I was in a leather suit on a metal car, and it was not good times. But other than those couple of days, it was really fun. It was cool. We became like a little family, and you know, now I know that I can hit up Gina or Ed or Ryan whenever, and that they're there and they have my back, and that's really cool.
Thank you.
Hello, Ms. Hildebrand. My name is Felix. I'm a drama teacher in high school, and I heard that you're interested in the drama genre, and you say about Meryl Streep and also one of my favorites also Glenn Close from that generation, and now Kate Winslet. How about Kate Winslet? Did you think that you like her or the way of she performed?
Yeah, absolutely. Kate Winslet, yes. For sure. I love them all.
Thank you.
Hello, Brianna.
Hi.
I got a small request from a friend of mine who had to leave early, and she really wanted to see you. She was very excited about the Q&A, but she couldn't come. And she told me to read you a message that she sent. Is it possible that I could record the question? Okay. No, porque yo no tengo preguntas. I'm doing this for her, man. Sorry about the inconvenience.
It's okay.
She said like that she would have been really excited to be here, and she said that she loved you in Deadpool, and also like what were the funniest moments, the funniest experience that you had in Deadpool, and how would you like rate the experience? Like how did you feel with the entire experience?
I came out of the experience feeling amazing. I mean, I've never filmed a feature film. Like that was my first time for all of that. So I was in shock when I got there, but super ecstatic after I left. And yeah, I think I didn't get to spend a lot of time with TJ on set, which is a shame. I literally met TJ at the premiere, I'm pretty sure. But I would have loved to spend time with him because he's hilarious. But one of the funniest things that happened to me was while we were filming the taxi scene. We were in an actual taxi inside of like a green screen production warehouse. And the windows rolled up and down. So they were up, and I guess somebody decided to pass gas, I don't know. We were mid-scene, we had to like hold it together. To this day, I don't know who that was. Have an idea. Colossus. But yeah, that was probably the funniest experience because it was one of those things like when you're like if you go to church when you're in church and you can't laugh and it just makes everything that much more funny. I think we were all like crying, like in tears coming out of the taxi after a couple minutes, like we need to start over, like these kids can't do this anymore. But yeah, that was the funniest experience, I think.
Okay, thank you, Brianna. Hope you enjoy Puerto Rico.
Hi, Brianna.
Hey.
I studied music, and I was wondering if you like jazz, and if you do, which are your favorite artists in jazz?
I do like jazz. I like Frank Sinatra a lot. If you haven't heard Jenna Bell, who I was mentioning earlier is a singer-songwriter, she's super jazzy. She's got like a jazz feel to her, which is part of the reason I love her. I don't know, I'm trying to think of more now. It's like such an on-the-spot question. Watch, I'm gonna get off the stage and be like, oh, I had so many more, you know. I'm gonna find you because you're in that chimp mask, and I'll let you know.
Put the mask on and she'll come back to you.
Hey. Oh my god, I just got sunglasses. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
I wanted to ask you, of all the comics that you borrowed, which was your favorite, like, storyline?
Which was my favorite storyline of the Deadpool comics?
Yeah.
I don't necessarily remember them to a T, so I should probably buy them all again. But I do remember really liking the third one for some reason. Literally just the third comic. Like I'm telling you, the third one I liked a lot. I was like, oh my god, this is so great. You know what? You should actually send me some Deadpool comics. I'm just kidding. He's looking at me like I'm not gonna do that.
Also, why was he doing like quotations when he said borrow?
I know, I did borrow them.
From Ed.
I don't have them anymore.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hey, Rita.
Hi.
Actually, you kind of remind me of my sister the way your attitude is.
Oh, thanks.
But I was gonna ask you for like future, like they're gonna make new X-Men movies and stuff alike. Would you think that they maybe would cast you, and would you like to be casted as Negasonic, like again?
Yeah.
Like
Mega Sonic is like the funnest. She's so fun to play. I mean, she has so much sass. It's just like, it gives me life. But yeah, I would love to be cast in any of those movies. I don't have any information about that. Like, no one's talked to me about that, which is unappreciated. But I would love to do that. I mean, that sounds amazing. And to get to work with other X-Men would be cool. Like, it would be really nice to work with Storm, since I know Alex, and I just think that would be fun.
Thanks.
Is there any, he asked that, is there any other superheroes that maybe you'd like to tackle, like in other realms, you know?
So, I know, maybe not Marvel, but I
it can
really
be Marvel.
enjoy Catwoman's suit.
Catwoman.
So, like,
We need a new Catwoman, yeah.
hand it over.
Okay. Start the rumors, start the rumors.
That would be really cool. Also, I don't know.
That'd be pretty cool.
I actually would like to play Gwenpool.
Yeah.
I think that would be really tight. So, yeah, I don't know.
That'd be cool.
Put in
yeah.
the good word, guys.
Hi.
Hi.
I actually, you kind of answered my question already, sort of. But I was going to ask if you ever read a story or a book that you really want to be in the movie, and which was it?
Oh, man. I don't know. You know what? Actually, when I was in high school, my favorite, I was really into the books like Insurgent, like the Insurgent, Divergent, all of those books. I loved them.
I think I'm older than you.
I'm sorry?
I think I'm older than you.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. I mean, I don't know. You look like you're 12.
I'm 22.
Serious? What?
It's okay.
I'm a girl though. I'm not a guy.
My girlfriend looks like she's 12 and she's 26, so it's fine.
I have tattoos in it. But what that movie you're talking about, that you wrote the story or something like that? Or was your story you said? What was that movie?
The Divergent movie?
No, the one, the LGBT one that you were talking about earlier?
Oh, First Girl I Loved.
She's asking if you wrote it.
Oh, no, I did not write it. Yeah.
I just wanted to know the name of
First Girl I Loved.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
I wanted to know, how do you feel giving life to a character that wasn't a doll? You just read it and you gave it such a good personality.
Thanks. You guys, I am not lying when I say she makes me channel an inner angst that I channeled in high school. I was a terrible child in high school. I was like really, really bad. Okay, I went through a lot of phases. I skipped a lot of school. I was angry at the world. And honestly, I still am angry at the world somewhere deep down inside. But I read the character and it was just a weird feeling. Sometimes you read character descriptions and you're like, I know exactly who that is. Like, I know who that is already. So, hello, castmate. But yeah, it was just one of those things that I connected to. I connected to her angst and to her acting like she didn't care when really she cares a lot.
Thank you.
Hi, Brianna. Welcome to Puerto Rico. So I just wanted to know, like, what's it like working with Ryan Reynolds? You know, being such a funny guy that he is.
Yeah, he is hilarious. This is my most asked question, so I'm just gonna let you know that Ryan sucks. No, Ryan's the best. He's hilarious, and also like you guys, he's a dad. Like I forget that he's a dad, dude. He's so cute. It's like he's hilarious, and then he has like this other side of him that's like Dad Bob, like blue Crocs. You know what I mean? You catch like one side or the other, like you don't catch both, but he's a great guy. And yeah, he's just got so much charisma. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, so you mentioned earlier that your bodysuit in Deadpool was made out of leather.
Was it too uncomfortable to work during your stunts, or was it comfortable enough to move around?
You guys, it was so bad. I had 4 different suits made because in the one that fit me correctly, I couldn't sit down. And in the one that fit me while I was in that crunch ball position, it cut off the circulation like in my jugular vein. My face started turning purple. So I switched out every costume depending on what I was supposed to be doing that day. If I was supposed to be super active, they gave me the wide neck, okay? If I was supposed to be doing nothing, they gave me the skinny neck. But yeah, it was hard to get into. Like, those superhero suits are no joke. Somebody's job is literally to help you into them. Like, somebody has a job and that's his job. Like, that poor guy had to look at me and stuff me into a suit every morning. Yeah, it was tight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
One question. What is your favorite Marvel superhero?
My favorite Marvel superhero. I mean, can I say Deadpool? Because, like, that's just me being honest.
Come on, say it. Give him another one. Guy or girl?
I don't know.
Any Avengers?
I already said Gwenpool
Any Avengers?
too,
Any
didn't I?
X-Men?
No, I can't even decide. There's too many superheroes you guys like to keep track of. Like, somebody, like, let me know. What's you guys' favorite superhero?
What's your favorite superhero? For her, what do you think she could...
Yeah, what should be my favorite superhero?
You cast her.
Let me do this.
You started this. You cast her.
Yeah. Let's go with Logan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for sure.
Reboot. For the reboot. Yeah. Sure. Okay.
I'd be down with that.
All right. Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
Well, my question, besides of like Deadpool, what other like superhero movies do you like?
What other superhero movies do I like? I mean, if I'm being honest, if a superhero movie is out, I'm not jumping on going to see it. So I couldn't even like really let you know. Like I haven't even seen Logan.
He's really pissed. Look at him.
Look at
right
him.
there.
He's
With the claws.
finna get me. Wow. He looks really stoked to be angry. He's just.
Yeah, I'm here. I don't care.
That's me.
You say Logan?
Oh,
Really?
I really loved Batman. I loved Batman in high school a lot.
Okay. Tim Burton's Batman?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
So my question is, what's your favorite song or song artist?
Ooh, that's a hard one. Okay, well, recently I've been listening to a lot of ABBA. Okay. You guys, like, make an ABBA playlist, and if you're having a bad day, just like play that. I'm not even kidding. Turns your whole mood around. Right now I've been listening to a song called Play Dead a lot. It sounds really dark, like wow, that sounded really too much. But I've been listening to a song called Play Dead, the 4 a.m. remix, and it is amazing. It's been on repeat. And yeah, that's all I can really think about the top of my head.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, hi.
Hi.
First of all, your voice is amazing. I wanted, like you said, you were working like on music. So I wanted, like, are you more excited with your new music or with like new acting roles?
Would I rather pursue music or acting, you're saying?
Yeah, but what gets you more excited?
Well, music is what has like, music lit the fire in me to move to LA, you know? Like, music is what made me feel like, I can do this, you know? But I've come to love film over the past couple years too, and it's really interesting how playing a character in a film kind of relates to performing as a character on stage, or as an artist on stage. But yeah, I definitely really enjoy music. I would love to get some of my music into like some movies. That's like a goal of mine, and it's cool that I have that connect now. Yeah.
Thank you.
Does, I didn't ask you, did the music background come from like in your family or just randomly?
Yeah, my older brothers, my youngest oldest brother.
The one in the middle.
His friends, his teachers with the neighbor.
One of my bros played the guitar growing up, and I thought he was I mean, if you're like young and you have an older brother, I mean, I just thought he was the coolest guy, and I was like, I'm gonna be like that guy. So I got my dad to give me a guitar, and I started playing with him, and yeah, we used to play together all the time.
Very cool.
Hello.
Hi.
How was it like to work with a CGI character like Colossus?
That was really interesting. I'd actually really love to do more stuff like that. The guy who was playing Colossus, so...
Was it like motion capture with the things, or was it like green screen, or?
Yeah, so he was 6'7". He wore a gray like onesie suit with black dots on it. And then he wore 10-inch platform boots and like a hat with a ball on top, and he looked like, we used to call him Teletubby because he looked really stupid.
That's where you look at to make like eye contact.
Yeah, so when I was talking to him, I would look up at the ball on top of his head. And yeah, there's another guy who also plays Colossus, and he does like the face and the voice of Colossus, but it's not the same guy. The guy who was there actually with me, his name was Andre, and his knee was the size of my head. And yeah, but that was, I mean, it was super fun to do. I actually really enjoyed like staring so far above his head. Like sometimes I would just do it when he wasn't in the costume. And he would get like really annoyed. Yeah. What's going on, Andre? He's just like, I'm down here. But yeah, that was really cool. I'd love to do that again.
Okay, thank you. And by the way, you're beautiful.
That was a good ending, bro. Good ending, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's give her a round of applause. That was awesome.